Hey, Wembroken World Entertainment, and it looks like Gina Carano has scored another big win against Disney in her lawsuit against them. Now, we know that the courts did push for discovery, which we're all looking forward to. We wanted to get to that point. And for some reason, well, we know the reasons, it's Disney don't want to, but Disney have been doing everything to actually stonewall this proceedings. And what's this new big win? They've literally been told you've 20 days to hand over this part of the discovery, which is financial earnings stuff, which we're going to have a look at because this is quite big and kind of indicates what she could be entitled to and stuff like that in terms of money she has lost because of getting dropped from Disney. So let's have a look at this. So, in a major legal victory for Gina Carano in her lawsuit against Disney, the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California has granted a motion to compel Disney to turn over key documents related to how other Star Wars actors were compensated, including big names like Pedro Pascal, Rosario Dawson, and the cast of The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's important because that's the movie. The order comes after 8 months of what Carano describes as Disney's deflection and stalling in her wrongful termination lawsuit. Now keep that in mind as well. 8 months ago is when the court ordered discovery and gave her that win, and Disney have done nothing so far in terms of handing anything over. So it's saying the court order issued a case number, it's a big long bloody number, forces Disney to comply within 20 days, handing over verified spreadsheets showing how actors were paid across The Mandalorian, related Disney Plus shows, which means Star Wars shows by the way, and the upcoming film. The ruling partly grants Carano's motion to comply, marking a pivotal moment in the ongoing battle between Cara Dune actress and one of Hollywood's largest media corporations. And her lawyer put this out saying, "Discovery motion granted in Gina Carano's case against Disney," wrote her attorney Jean something or another on X, saying as well, "The court is forcing Disney to turn over information about how stars like Pedro Pascal, Rosario Dawson, and others from The Mandalorian, other Disney Plus Star Wars shows, and the forthcoming movie The Mandalorian and Grogu were compensated for their roles." A motion to comply is basically a legal way of saying they're not giving us what they're supposed to. Judge, make them. So Carano's legal team filed this motion back on April the 2nd after 8 months of what they claim was stonewalling by Disney during the discovery process. So you see, what they're saying there legally is the discovery process has been in motion for the past 8 months and Disney have not handed over anything. So in 8 months after a court ruled you have to hand over discovery, they've handed in nothing. So now they've been compelled to, hey, you've got 20 days to hand over at least this part of discovery. So it's saying in plain terms, her lawyer needs access to Disney's internal data so a damage expert can calculate what Carano likely would have earned had she not been fired in 2021. The court agreed, finding that Carano's request for pay data across Star Wars actors was reasonable, relevant, and necessary to establish lost income. So you're hearing there that it's basically in terms of, well, Your Honor, this is what she could have earned had she not been fired. They have nothing to base that off of because Disney have not handed over anything. So they can't go, well, she would have earned this against Pedro Pascal, who was earning this, and her original pay was this and that type of stuff, you know. And of course, the movie gets added in there because people might wonder, well, why is Grogu, Mandalorian and Grogu movie in there when she had nothing to do with that, and that wasn't even a plan basically before she got fired, because her character would have no doubt ended up being in it. So that is why they need to be given access to what the actors were paid for that movie, knowing that she would have probably had a substantial role in that movie. So either way, the courts have agreed again with Gina Carano regarding Discovery, and again Disney, the only difference this time is they have only 20 days to hand this over. As for the other Discovery and what's going on there, we don't quite know. We'll have to wait and see what gets pushed a little more. After this, I think her team will possibly push for the court to step in and say, hey, look, Disney haven't been handing anything over. We had to file another motion just to get this bit after the court had already ruled that Discovery was in play. So you're going to have to step up and tell Disney to pull their finger out and start actually handing stuff over. Either way, it's another big win for Gina, and it's going to be interesting to see what actually comes of this and see if Disney even try and stop this from going through. Interesting times. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.